All right, guys, welcome back to Fox Sound Finance, where we analyze market trends, financial reports, market news, and hunt down potential investing opportunities in the stock market using technical analysis. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you guys never miss an update from me. And lastly, please remember this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. All right, guys, let's get into it. Today, we are covering AMC and Rivian. I'm doing a quick update video. I'm not going to do two separate videos, like 25 minutes total in length combined. I'm just going to put them both in a quick highlight video. We only had a day of trading, so it's nothing too crazy, like I said, in one daily candle. I think everything still looks very, very good. It's lined up. It's following the same patterns. So we're just going to go over it real quick. Starting off with AMC, let's go. We're going to start with the EMA positions and trend lines real quick that I have set up. Boom, we're going to put those on. Spread this out. Again, you're clustering in between your EMA lines, right? You have your 5 all the way to your 100. And again, we're bouncing off the 50 and in between the other 3 bands down here, the 5, 10, and 20. Again, they're acting as resistance and support interchangeably, okay? So we're just messing around in here right now until we're really ready to finish out this pattern, I think, and then finally rip up, okay? Especially when the market gets its act together and this little crash, quote unquote, that people are talking about is over, which I believe is going to be a short-lived thing anyway. So let's compare next. I'm dancing around here. The Bollinger Bands, actually. I wanted to show you guys this too really quickly. We're going to throw those on. Boom. Look at this move. We talked about this in my previous video about this repeating fractal sequence that's going on, and I'll show you what I mean once more. But again, we have this big hook move coming off here, and you're resting on this midpoint of the Bollinger Band. Check this out over here. Scroll back. Got to crunch it down. Look at this. So this is the move I think we're playing out right here. And again, you come back to the middle bottom Bollinger Band. It's not at the bottom. The middle Bollinger Band. That's a tongue twister and a half. So you come back down to the midpoint band, and then you reverse, right? So that's where I think we are about to be right here. And I did say I think this could go down to like 320, but I don't know. With the way that the pattern's playing out similar, and it's down here to this midpoint, I think you could just reverse back up, get that sort of double top move before you come back down, and then you reverse back up for the big push, right? So that's interesting. I didn't notice this at first until I just popped it up before the video, and I was kind of looking at just different aspects, and that's another key indicator, I think, right there that shows you that this is repeating again right here. So you go back to the midpoint, come up, then you go back to the midpoint, you break through it just for a little bit, and then you really explode off. So I think here we are right now in this position. You're looking for this next move, and then obviously earnings is tomorrow, so that might justify this big move before we do that last pullback and then finally go. So that's what I'm seeing right there with the Bollinger Bands and EMAs. Nothing really too crazy. Other than that, I thought that was interesting. Let's see what else I have on here for AMC. Fractal update, we covered that. The MACD update. Let's do the MACD really quickly. Not seeing anything, like I said, too wild here so far. Let me just crunch this down so that I can get a little bit of a view here. Okay. There we go. So again, I said we're playing out this move right here. Similar to this, right? You're curling up. I think you're starting to get this part of the move right here. Over here forming. You don't see it yet, but I think you're going to start seeing this move here come into the play over here before you have the big move up here like this. Okay, so paying attention to that. That's what I'm seeing on the MACD. Again, still green, still bullish, still crossing over upward on the signal lines. Nothing big there. Still feeling really strongly about that. And like I said, we still have a pattern to play out. I think this over here took about 8 days from this point to finish. And this cluster right here, like 8 days. Not saying that this is going to blow up in 8 days like that, but I'm just saying that I'm not really expecting that big flash upward. And if I'm caught off guard, I'm surprised. I don't care. I'm positioned anyway. So I'm just saying I want to be realistic to control the hype for people because, again, Tuesday is tomorrow, earnings, and everyone's going to be going out of their minds. So I'm just saying that we still have this cluster to play out right over here before we really start ripping. All right, and then lastly, I won't cover the broader market just yet because I have to go to Rivian, okay? And it's going to be the same aspects for Rivian as well. Let's just take a look at this. Boom, here's your bands. Very, very similar situation, right? here you are. And this was funny. I said this yesterday. So your bands are all coiled up together right here. And again, you have, acting as support and resistance. You broke below your EMA bands, but they're so clustered up. It's almost impossible, guys, to like it's the same situation here, right? You closed above all your bands right here in this candle. And that's when I was like, wow, this is really starting to go. But the volatility between the bands is so drastic now because they're so tightened up and coiled since here, really. You know what I mean? So to have this close below the bands, I mean, some people look at it as like the super bearish situation, but when you go to the next point, right, and you look at where it fell, you look right here. I talked to you guys about the higher lows that were forming, and I said that potentially you could do like a little double bottom move here, and this was about 1190, right? 1190. You just wick through that, but then look at how this candle closed above this right here, this second higher low that was formed, right? So you scroll out and you see the 1, 2, 3. This third higher low now is acting as support, which I said if we don't, and this is for me right now, I'm just saying, like, if we don't get lucky enough to get a dip down in these areas, then you're going to build a range somewhere, right? And this could be your new bottom range. So if we reverse up, like I said, and we have this big, maybe it goes to 18 to $20 or something like that, and then comes back down to retrace, you're building out a new range, right? It looks like to me this is acting as support right now. So I like that in terms of the progression on the chart. It's telling me that, again, you didn't come down to 8 yet, and you didn't come down to 9 yet. And again, those are dip buying opportunities for myself. That's my opinion. So if I do get down any lower, I'll keep racking up shares. Like I said, I'll watch this point here. If we reverse off of it with a good candle, then I think that tells you we're going to reverse in the opposite direction here. MACD, really not too much difference here. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this too. The fractal sequence is again this move here. We gotta chill here. So we gotta come down, right? Big come down here, bottom, you come back up through this whole range here, right? Whole range here, and then you're coming back down. And I think where this bottom point is similar to this move here, right? But where this came down is this. And I think you should start to see a push up here pretty soon. So that's kind of my take where this fractal, it's a bit ugly. It's not a beautiful looking thing because I believe how this one is, it's so small here that you can kind of play this whole move out like this to a degree, right? That's how I'm envisioning it. This is just one whole push up, but then you have a little bit of chop here, and there's not much chop in here until you get this sharp decline. So a little funky, but I think it's still playing out the same way. I mean, this part here looks good when you're seeing these 2 points here, but they're just very tight together, right? So again, that's for the fractal I see playing out before a big push like this. And I think when the market noise is over, and I'll talk about that last, you will start to see the stocks recover and make their next move up, right? So let's go back over here. I said the Bollinger Bands. Let's look at those real quick. Again, you're resting on the bottom band here, and it looks to me that that is support, and you should see a reversal soon. The last time you saw the price action touch the Bollinger Band, you see the reaction that you got, albeit this is a very quick, sharp move back down. You still had this progression where you went up all the way to 1665, right? And so typically when you guys see price action touching the bottom band of the Bollinger Band, like here, you'll see it moves up, right? Again, bottom band's here, right? So that's just something to pay attention to as well that I'm seeing repeat almost is this right here. If this doesn't hold and we have some major, I don't know, broader market drop, then okay, maybe it'll come back down and you will touch a 950. But right now we're holding the bottom Bollinger Band and the second higher low that was pushed right over here pretty well. Yeah, you have like that dual support, I guess. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's the major updates that I had today. And I do believe I discussed the same thing. Like I said, patterns repeating. It looks really good. I know everybody's kind of in a panic mode. I mean, I keep seeing the posts about crypto, you know, dropping and crypto crash this and market crash that. But again, looking at the broader market, I just don't understand. I mean, SPY's at 597. That's the last thing I'll say before I end the video. Resting on the bottom band. Your EMAs, it's just right there. The 50, it's cutting it in half, the candle, the 50 band. I mean, for me, fine. If you get this move and you come down, I don't know. Do you think that 588 is a market crash? I'm trying to tell people on Twitter that this is a pullback. You know what I mean? Like, this is gonna happen. RSI is gonna overheat. When you have the RSI overheating, it's got to cool down eventually. Okay. So when you get moments like this, when it's riding up pretty high, you're gonna see these moves, right, where it comes down. And I think that's the problem that people don't understand, right? When you come from, say, like down here, 31, and you get this move up like this, right, touching 70, that's usually super overbought territory. So you can't ride overbought territory that long. You got to come down and you have to cool off before you make the big rip and then kind of maintain it like you did over here in this section. So you're going to see these giant rips or rips below, I should say, right, to keep it somewhat some kind of equilibrium in the market. So again, nothing too concerning that I'm seeing on a broader scale like that. Especially, like I said, you had to move like down here from 576 and you had this, right? All since January 10th. I mean, it's been on a tear going upward. So that's what I got for you guys today. I didn't want to go too hard today and make, like I said, 2 videos because I know people just want to get right to it. So appreciate you guys stopping by again today, checking out the channel. If you're new here, like I said, like, subscribe, so that you guys get these updates right when I put them out, and you can best position yourself with my knowledge, what I'm seeing on the charts. I appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good Monday, and let's see what happens tomorrow with AMC's earnings, and we'll see the reaction and see if this theory of mine is valid, that we are playing out this move and have this reversal and then down and then up. Okay. I'm really curious to see how this goes tomorrow, and also just where they're at in the earnings. So I will go over the earnings report with you guys as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.